Yo, what's going on guys? CultofMush back at it with another video, and in this video I want to talk about some pretty interesting news, namely on Gears of War 4 and its impending PC release. Now, we already know that Gears of War 4 is getting a PC release alongside the Xbox One release, and now news has come out that the game is actually going to be bundled free with GTX 1070's and GTX 1080's. So if you buy one of those video cards, you'll get the game for absolutely free. And also an interesting bit of information is that Gears of War 4 is a part of the Microsoft Play Anywhere program. So if you end up buying a 1070 or a 1080, you'll not only get Gears of War 4 on PC, you'll also get a copy of the Xbox One version, which I know isn't something amazing or anything. If you're getting the PC version, you're probably going to play it on PC, but it is nice that you're just getting the Xbox One version too. Now, Microsoft has been making this push onto PC gaming. We saw earlier this year Quantum Break was released, Forza Motorsport 6 Apex was released, and we also got Gears of War Ultimate Edition. But interestingly enough, Gears of War Ultimate Edition on launch was an absolutely atrocious port. That game performed so bad. If you guys remember, it just came out of nowhere. One day it was just available on the Microsoft Store. I picked it up day one because I was excited to play Gears of War on PC, and unfortunately it just performed really bad. Bugs, glitches, frame rate issues, you name it, the game had it. But what you have to take into account is that remember that Gears of War Ultimate Edition released with no comments from the developers at all. Coalition wasn't really talking about Ultimate Edition, they were kind of sweeping it under the rug. It just came out to really no fanfare, but the thing is with Gears of War 4, Coalition has been very vocal about the game, especially its PC release. We already have system requirements for the game, albeit they are pretty high, but Coalition has been constantly saying the PC version will be great, you guys are gonna love the PC version. They just keep talking about the PC version, and that's something where a lot of developers, if they know they're releasing a bad product on PC, they just won't even talk about it. Look at No Man's Sky. I hate to keep going back to the well with that game, but Hello Games hardly talked about No Man's Sky's PC version, and would you look at that, the game came out terribly. Other developers have done this. Call of Duty is notorious for this. They'll never talk about the PC version of the game. It'll come out, a lot of the times it'll be broken, and we kind of have to deal with it. And usually when developers are like, you guys are gonna love the PC version, we've got X settings, we've got Y settings, you can expect this, and that. They wouldn't be saying that just to release a bad product. If they're gonna release a bad product, it's just a better idea to stay quiet about it. I'm not saying that confirms that Gears of War 4 is gonna be an amazing port, because if you look at Microsoft's track record thus far, it's been kind of iffy. Quantum Break was terrible, Gears of War Ultimate Edition was terrible, Forza Motorsport 6 Apex was a very good port, but if you look at Quantum Break and Gears of War Ultimate Edition, again, those are two games that Microsoft hardly talked about. The developers weren't really driving that point home about the PC version being great, and now with Gears of War 4 coming bundled in with GTX 1070's and 1080's, you know, to Nvidia, they don't want to bundle a shitty port with their graphics card. That just makes them look really bad, although Nvidia has made themselves look really bad over recent years, but I won't get into that. Another thing is, usually when games are bundled with video cards, they do turn out pretty well. Rise of the Tomb Raider was a game bundled with video cards. Look at how that turned out. That was very good. Witcher 3 was bundled with video cards. Back in the day, the Far Cry games were bundled with video cards, and those usually turn out well. At least Far Cry 3 did. Primal was pretty good too. 4 was a bit iffy, but you guys get the idea. I actually expect Gears of War 4 to be a very good port on PC. Maybe I'm being a little bit too optimistic about it, but considering that I'm always pessimistic, some optimism from me every now and again is kind of nice. And also, another bit of interesting news from the game is that Gears of War 4 will feature private crossplay matches between Xbox One and PC. So that's nice, and on PC, the game will feature local split screen. That is hardly ever seen on PC games, and that's great to see with Gears of War 4, because while that's not a feature a lot of people will take advantage of, there are people out there that like to hook up their PCs to their TV, and they like that couch experience, and they want to bring a friend over, and you can run through the game together, so that's very nice. They're doing a lot for PC gamers, and of course, we do have to wait and see how the game turns out on release, but honestly, all the signs are pointing to this game being a very good port. It is going to be exclusive to Windows 10, unfortunately. Hopefully at some point, just like with Quantum Break, we do see the game appear on Steam and for other operating systems, but for now, on October 11th, the game is only going to be on Windows 10 and the Windows Store, which is definitely a big hit. I know a lot of people would buy the game if it was on Steam, and I'm sure the player base would be much higher, which is very important for a game like this where multiplayer is so important. But alas, that's not going to be happening at launch. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Gears of War 4? This is a game that's been going very under the radar, and that's surprising because it is Gears of War. It used to be one of the biggest franchises in gaming, but I think with the release of Gears of War Judgment, a lot of people just fell off with this series, and with the Xbox One just performing pretty poorly compared to the PlayStation 4, its franchises just don't have the marquee appeal they once had. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.